In the name of Allah, today we will discuss the epithelial cells of the small intestine. The parts of which you are looking into are the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Here are the cells that line the epithelium of the small intestine. The cell at the top are the enterocytes. The other variety of the cells are Paneth cells. Then you can see the goblet cells. And there could be the presence of enteroendocrine cells as well to produce hormones. And definitely we do have the stem cells present in this epithelium that is meant to produce rest of the cells as a proliferation process. Now we have to see that how these cells help out the mucosa being not digested by or not damaged by the bad effects of the food. So we have to concentrate how Allah has helped us. Look into the enterocyte first. These enterocytes being lined with the microvilli on their tips, I would say. And those enterocytes having microvilli are supposed to be covered by a thick glycocalyx coating. And you know what this coating does? It has protected your microvilli against autodigestion. Why? Because this coating contains glycoprotein enzymes in them, and they are supposed to hydrolyze the disaccharides and dipeptides into the simpler food, the monosaccharides and amino acids. And these food particles are now supposed to be absorbed easily in the enterocytes, and being the thick coating, it will definitely protect your mucosa. Now concentrate that you can visualize the Paneth cells, and we have to talk about the detailed features of the Paneth cell. And for this we will move to another picture. You are looking into the schematic diagram of the Paneth cells. You are now looking into the crypts of the glands, which are crypts of Langerhans. The purple colored cells are enterocytes. The stem cells are being colored in green, and at the bottom exclusively they are present in the bottom of the crypts of Langerhans. Can you see that? These Paneth cells are pyramidal shape, you can see, and in this context they resemble the zymogen cells of your small or this stomach. And another important thing that is written, you would love to read. Paneth cells are basically secretory epithelial cells, and they are supposed to be located at the intestinal crypts at their ends. And their function is to secrete the antibacterial proteins into the very lumen of the gland crypts. And in this way they are providing protection for whole of your mucosa. These Paneth cells, if I can enlarge it for you, you can see that if bacteria has to come in its way for interaction, as being they are having the defensive proteins in them, so they behave as a natural antibody cell. Would you see? And in this way they play a very important role in innate immunity. These are basically, if you see on its look, are the pyramidal cells. And what special about it, they have got basophilic basal region. And if you can visualize, its apical region is addressing the large acidophilic granules, and of course other organelles like Golgi complex at supranuclear region we can find. And the rough endoplasmic reticulum is also abundantly found at its bases. Now what about the secretory granules? They are laden with the bactericidal agent, the lysozymes, and the defective proteins. We call them as defendants. Zinc is there, and then arginine rich protein. And they all are first giving the intense acidophilia to the granules, and the Paneth cell, of course, and the secretory products of your Paneth cell have a strong ability to kill so many bacteria and protozoa. So we can say they have to play a very important role in regulating your intestinal flora. What is intestinal flora? These are the bacteria normally present in your lumen of intestine. This is the just map. We can see that how the precursor cells are going to produce various cellular detail of your intestine. The enterocyte, the enteroendocrine, the goblet cells, and other stem cells definitely are there to produce them, and the Paneth cell. And another variety we can observe are the M cells, which are exclusively present above the Peyer's patches in the epithelium, that is present at the top of the Peyer's patches in the ileum. We have already discussed its function, and we can repeat it for you as well. Now you can see that the Paneth cells are present at the bases, and how beautifully they are appearing, well laden with their secretory granules. Now we have to talk about the M cells. Can you visualize? So they are also special cell we mentioned present above the Peyer's patches in the ileum. Two special things about them. They have got the free apical surface which exhibits microfoldings, and that's why I think they are named as M cells. Another important thing, they have got basal recesses or deep pockets. What they carry? They carry inside macrophages and other lymphocytes, and macrophages could be as a dendritic cell or antigen presenting cells. Now again, important thing that when antigen reaches towards the top of your M cells, it's being engulfed, and what next you can say that these antigens are supposed to be interacted by the dendritic cells and the lymphocytes. And what is going to happen, that we can see these cells, these are the dendritic cells, these are the lymphocytes, and these green colors are the antigens, and these lymphocytes are going to be transformed into the plasma cells, and finally they will produce the immunoglobulin A, IgA. Now we have to see what next happens. The plasma cells have already produced IgA, then IgA is supposed to pass through this enterocytes from its basal surface towards the lumen, and here what happens, that after passing through, when it has come into your lumen, now is ready to cope with the bacteria. So that was all about the special cells of your small intestine, which were Paneth cells and this M cells, of course. Thank you very much.